or to be done right. And sometimes employers don't want to do things right, so that doesn't always work. Yeah, but definitely, the second question, there's definitely value in having a degree. I have a degree, and it also helps me to, in the way I think. Just, yeah, having that education helps you to be able to think, and often it helps you to be able to solve certain types of problems or to solve problems in general. I mean, I have a medical degree, but at some point in time, I was a management consultant with my medical degree. And, this is something that people know, okay, this person has been to university, they can think a certain way, and they can solve problems a certain way. So, definite value.
Thanks for that insight. I wonder how the role of influence, let's say if my brother has done medicine and I want to do medicine as well, do you think that, I know your brother is also into the medicine, is it medical doctor, isn't he? Did one of you inspire the other, or was it purely by coincidence?
If anything, my father may have inspired us. He's not a doctor. He never got the opportunity with where we come from in the country. So if anything, he may have inspired us, but not each other, no.
No, I love that. So can I just do a quick poll before Sistando explains the activity we're about to do next? Who's saying, right now, I have not figured out what I want to do with my life career-wise, from the youth? Who says they have figured it out? They know their pattern. Oh, great. I love this. Guys. Okay. This is awesome. This is awesome. Yeah, we were actually not that figured out at your age. And so Sistanda's going to explain the next exercise, and that clarity is actually quite key. We had a chat during the week preparing for this and just talking about the spirit of excellence. How do you cultivate yourself to be a person who's known for, when excellence is your brand? Do you guys know what I mean when I say excellence can be your brand? Do you guys know about brand management? These celebrities that we see on television, they've got brand managers who manage them as individuals in their capacity. Do you know that you market yourself with the work that you deliver, the quality thereof? That's your marketing tool. Are you aware? You are aware. As sure as you are, you do know that as well, right? I'm glad. Because then once you do that, you become an excellent individual. Two, you represent something that is exclusive. Not everybody can be a Joseph, right? But when you cultivate that spirit, you can be a Joseph. And I want to encourage you that your religion, your Adventist religion, is something you should never, ever shy away from in public or at school or at work. There is nothing to hide about who you are. In fact, the fact that you are will open certain doors that only you can walk through. Okay? So, right, we're going to be a little bit more interactive now. Sistanda is going to, and something that she shared, which was quite powerful, was that when you excel, when you are a problem solver, you don't look for jobs follow you, right? You become that person that is known for a certain thing because you excel so good at it that you are headhunted for positions and you never have to send in a CV. Okay? All right.
Hi, guys. So I thought instead of us maybe being quite theoretical this afternoon, I want to have, can I have the chair? Okay, yeah. It's to do some exercise with the young people, and I'm just basing it on experiences and things that helped me in my career. And okay, are people scared of exercises? All classes are starting. So are we going to have an audience then? Because I'm thinking, should we? Oh, the ambassadors are here. Okay, no, that's fine. So there's a quotation that I live by. There's a quotation that I live by. I thought, let me share this afternoon, which I would have loved to share in the morning, and I thought, let me share it in the afternoon. It's in the book by Ellen G. White, Education. And it talks to when God said, let us make man in our own image. And Ellen G. White is basically explaining what that meant when God was saying, let us create man in our own image. What it meant at that time and what it means now in the future. So the quotation says, when Adam came from the Creator's hand, he bore in his physical, mental, and spiritual nature a likeness to his Maker. God created man in his own image, and it was his purpose that, this is the part I want you guys to listen to. It was God's purpose that the more me and you lived, so it says that the longer man lived, the more fully he should reveal the image. The more fully he should reveal this image, the more fully he should reflect the glory of the Creator. Now the last part says, all his faculties were capable of development. Their capacity and vigor were continually to increase. So the longer you live, the longer your capacity to create increases. And what then this says to me, every day and as a creation of God, or you being created in the image of God, it means that you must be inventive. You must continually develop whatever is already there. You expand on it. You invent something new. You solve problems. If there is a disease or a pandemic, God gave us the brains to be able to develop cures. God gave us the brains to solve whatever problems that were not necessarily at that time pre-created for. God created the heaven and the earth, the lights and everything, and then we had electricity. And God gave us capability to say, when there is an electricity crisis, my people should be able to bring a solution to that, and that crisis must end. So that's what this verse, the quotation or the being created in the image of God talks about. And hence this afternoon, we want to just focus on sharing or hearing from you about problems that you are aware are in either society or industry or wherever it could be, and how you think those problems could be solved. And we do have a book. Unfortunately, it's a book that was written by the Chancellor of the University of Cape Town, Dr. Precious Motsepe. How many of us know Petrus Motsepe? Yes. So the spouse to Petrus Motsepe is a medical doctor. Now she's the Chancellor of University of Cape Town. I mean, it's the top-ranking university. I don't know if it still is now. So this book is called A Guide, right? So it tells you how to develop a CV, how to choose a career, universities. It talks about everything that is supposed to spring light to you as a young person, whatever kind of problem, questions you have, the book tries to answer them. So it's a guide for a young person who's sitting there who might not even have Google. That book teaches you how to write your own CV, how to start your own business, how to write a business plan, how to do all these things. So it's a legal black book. And what we're then going to do as a way of dealing with the fact that it's one, we want from the exercise one brave young person who's going to be able to give us an elevator pitch. An elevator pitch is just a few seconds. You tell us the challenge, what do you think it's going to solve, and how do you think that solution to that challenge could do two things: give you income, but also help you to spread the word of God. And then you'll be able to get that book. So Sis Tato will take us through and share. I think we can start sharing the sticky notes. And this is based on, again, I will share my own life experience, where I started off as a scientist, but now I'm in something else. Mainly because I think Uput had already spoken about problem solving. So I'm in a career of problem solving, hence this exercise. So instead of talking about it, about how you get to solve problems and other, I thought let's have a practical exercise. I think also to touch on, can we do it quietly, guys? I know it's exciting, but let's do it quietly. I know we can get the next Mark Zuckerberg or how many of you know Elon Musk? Elon Musk. It's Elon Musk. Good one. Elon. They're correct. Oh, thank you, guys. Mark Zuckerberg. The guy who owns Kellogg's. Do you know the guy who owns Kellogg's? Kellogg. Yeah, man. Young Bantu education, they're saying it's Kellogg, not Kellogg's. Yeah. So he's an Adventist, right? He's an Adventist. Do you know Dr. Ben Carson? He now has been called into the White House to help the government of the USA to solve medical problems. He's a what? He's an Adventist. Yes, he's a renowned Adventist. I think he was actually wanting to be, what is, yes. So and I want us to do this from my background, as I said, is a scientist. I studied science in biochemistry, microbiology, and in some, I think I was in Forte, one of the poorest universities. Very poorest universities because of the financial muscle of my parents, but I did well, and then I got a scholarship to go, and it was 2008. 2008, the country had an electricity problem, and then I got a scholarship to go and study alternative energy solutions, and then I got into biochemical engineering, and I went around the world and so forth to try and find challenges for South Africa to solve energy challenges. How many of you have seen wind turbines? How many of you know about renewable energy? Wind turbines, solar panels, whatever. So the first project in South Africa about wind turbines, it was in 2010, right in PE. It's one of the projects I gave birth to. As a young black female scientist who then transitioned into the alternative energy space, and the rest is history. Now, the reason why, the reason why I want us to do this exercise as well is I then went into work in an innovation company where they invest in ideas. So if you have an idea of solving a certain problem, we would give you money up to R1 billion, right? I worked in the investments. It was different areas. You want to study a business in Uber, whatever, any new idea you would have to solve a problem, they would fund you from concept up to a fully fledged business. I worked for that entity, and I used to see young people starting businesses and. So it's just, again, around problem solving that there's a future in it. So I think, Tato, I'll hand over to you now just to coordinate the exercise, and let's hear the feedback from the guys, and then we take it from there.
Thank you, Sissy. How are we doing? Are we done? Okay, so problems, challenges to solve in society, any way you can think of, that you have been thinking about and you think you could find a way to solve it. 1, make money out of it. 2, bring attention or assist in the moving of the word of God and the gospel and the mission. So 2 things, you should be able to make money out of it. And obviously, I guess with that money, you will be able to, or that idea could be the thing that assists. I see the brains flowing. Did I explain it correctly?
Yes. So it's the problem. What is the problem? Then what is the solution that you think could solve that problem? And how then do you think you can make money out of that solution in solving that problem? And how will that solution as well help in channeling the gospel? It's fine?
It's fine.
You can still write the problem. If you don't have the solution.
Are the adults joining in the activity?
So you can then write the problem, and then are they going to come stick it to the board, or we give them 2 minutes to write, and then they come and pitch. Each of them maybe can just speak on it to just give them opportunity. They speak on it and they stick it. They speak on it, they stick it.
There's only one book.
Huh? Okay, it's fine, guys, as long as we get the answer, and the concept and the... Okay, so one person is going to present the papers for everyone. Is it one project? Okay, is the problem the same? Oh, it's different problems. It could be, but yeah, but... Huh? Jose, timekeeper, how much time do you give them? The problem, the solution, how do you make money, how do you use it to preach the gospel?
Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. Finishing here.
So give them 5 minutes. Can't you give them
2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yeah.
Yes, I think
So that's 2 minutes on the clock. I'm setting my stopwatch. Are you done? Are you still thinking?
Guys, the problem does not have to be fancy. Can I give an example of my problem that I turned into a business? Okay. So I relocated from Pretoria. I was in Pretoria for the past 8 years with my husband. We have 2 beautiful kids, ne? And then we relocated last year, August. My husband had to take a role in the UK, and then now I'm remaining with the kids alone here in PE, right? So I'm one. I only have 1 car. The child must go to school. I must be at work. I have a crazy work schedule. I travel and so forth. How do I manage this thing? The only way, okay, I must get a contract, right? Contract's about 3 point something, 4,000. It's a lot of money, starters. Number 2, I wasn't getting a safe contract like it's the buggies. There's a lot of accidents that could happen. Okay, what do? I have a problem of a child that needs to be taken to school at a specific time and be brought back. It must be safe. It must be trustworthy. I must not panic about it. I need to get a driver, but I've got 1 car. I must go to work with this 1 car. So how is this thing going to work? Okay, I need to get a car and a driver, but I'm not going to afford a driver. I can maybe try and afford the second car, right? And then, but the problem is, I'm not rich. I'm not those parents who'd have a child who has a driver and whatever. How do I make this work? Oh, there's e-hailing. So I'm going to get this vehicle. It must pay itself off, and that driver must pay themselves off. And then I thought, oh, there's an e-hailing business. So there are parents at the school who have the same problem as we. There's this thing called Uber. There's this thing called Bolt. Then I started getting into the e-hailing business. Oh, by the way, there's Uber Eats. I can deliver things for people. I actually am lazy to do shopping. I'm sure there are people who are like me who want to buy groceries and someone must bring it to their house. So I got into the e-hailing business. The car does Uber, does Bolt, does Take-A-Lot, does everything. It delivers everything for you. But at 7 o'clock, it must pick my child. It's safe. It's my vehicle. It's the driver who's going to pay themselves off from the income of e-hailing. I'm going to get profits as well. And my child gets a priority. And the same thing for coming back. So now I've started getting into the e-hailing business because I had a personal problem, which then became a business. So it's just I'm thinking, problem solving, like innovation. Like remember, this does not necessarily have to be a business. It can be a career that you get into. So you then become the solution. It might not necessarily be a car that's the solution that then brings money for you. So it could be your own career. So, oh, there's a whatever, like my daughter, she's 7 years old, she has asthma, and she nearly died when she had an asthma attack, and she tells me every day that she's going to be the first specialist doctor to be able to come up with a cure for asthma. That's the aspiration because that's the problem she then faced, and that's what we're investing in as her parents because it's a lived experience. Then she wants to help people out of it. So don't make it too complex. That's how the third world country makes money. Solve problems. That's how Uber started. That's how Bolt started. That's how Take-A-Lot started because people are lazy to go to the shops. Therefore, let's bring the food to them. So it's still your those small things, you know. That's why we've got people who have scooters to deliver things. So it doesn't have to be complex. And it might be, by the way, that whatever you come up with today and start looking at a solution to, if maybe I listen to it and you pitch it to me, I have an investment vehicle. It's something I can say, maybe let's take it forward and let's go and get money for it. And maybe you start the business even while you are still in high school. So by the time you finish high school, you are able to fund yourself and start a business, and you're able to evangelize using the same vehicle. So don't make it complex, guys.
Okay. So that 2 minute is up. But no pressure. Let's just see how the juices have been flowing, ne? Let me start. Who wants to go first? Don't all shoot your hands up in the air at the same time. No, I want you to come in. Okay. Are you guys ready? Okay. Okay, guys. Here's the thing. The time is up. Let's face the front, and then allow us. Let's listen to the other ideas, ne, and allow ourselves to engage. Okay. Don't stress about making it perfect. That's not the aim. Okay. So let's hear everyone out. Who's starting? All right.
Yes, you come front, you stick it up and
Where's that glue? You don't need a glue. Sticky. Oh, it's here. Oh, there's some of them are not so sticky. Okay. Come. Yeah.
maybe to make it fun, introduce yourself, what career they want to go to, and then they go into this.
Okay. Okay. Buhle, here you go. This is your chance. Introduce yourself and then tell us what career you're interested in and then the problem you came up with is the solution, okay? Perfect.
Hello. My name is Buhle Madika. The career that I'm interested in is chartered accountancy. So the problem that I came up with is getting affordable electric cars. Obviously, we know there's... Yeah. So obviously there's a big movement towards like carbon neutral cars and all those things, electric cars. So this thought was inspired because I went to VW in Kariga, Uitenhage, and I got to see how the VWs are manufactured and just went through that whole process. So the way in which the electric cars work would be the electricity electrocutes water, right? And the water separates into hydrogen and oxygen. And I forgot the last part, but when it separates, something happens and it gives off energy to move the engine, yeah, and move the wheels. As to how can spread the gospel, that I'm not too sure. But I would say it would just be dependent on the company, really, what their ethics are, how they give back to the community, and so like different CSR projects that they run. And yeah, that's how I would say. The solution. Oh, so the problem would be getting affordable electric cars, right? And the solution, I would say, is just really to break down the cars into its components. So what do you need for a car? You need alloys, you need your carbon, all these things. So you break it down into the individual raw materials, and you look into different markets and find the cheapest one in the different markets, and really just get the cheapest raw materials, find affordable labor, cheaper labor, and yeah, that's it. No.
Amen. Wow. Can you stick it? Did you write it? Can you stick it on the wall? It's fine. It's fine. Who's their leader? The ambassador leader? Okay, you're going to keep this, right? So that you make sure that they happen. Okay, so there are parents who have ideas of how these problems could spread this gospel. Do you allow the parents now, or we allow them to finish? This one here.
Okay, my possible solution, you talked about cheap labor. And I thought, where do you get cheap labor from? Then I thought, but there's people in our communities who don't have jobs. People in our communities who have nothing. So that would be one way to spread the gospel. Like you said, it would depend on the company's ethics or their mantra. What is it that they are pushing? If you want to say, we're doing this for the saving of souls, in fact, we are even employing in our community to uplift the people so that they are not having to revert to crime and all these things. And also when they come, does our company have worship when we come to work? And everything that we do, have we brought the community up and even pointed them in the direction of God being the head and leader of the very ideas and the very company? So you could take it to that very practical, who needs a job? How am I uplifting them in their day-to-day today, but also uplifting them towards towards heaven?
Yes, but I think what I wanted to say, guys in the church, and I don't know who your parents are, but I think they should really support, and I was looking at Ucebile because where we work, this is very topical. The green hydrogen space is big because you're talking about green hydrogen, where you're splitting H2O, hydrogen and water using fuel cells and electrolyzer, right? And that is what the economy is going into now. So you should really focus on that and pursue it. As a commercial person, you can look into even the business side of it. So that's why I was saying, your ambassador leader or your parents, guys, this is not just to have fun, right? I don't want to leave this church without making impact. And hence, for me, I wanted us to do this exercise. I would love to get a copy of these things. They must be documented. Where we're working, as I'm saying, it is something that is being pursued. There was a call recently of ideas and concepts around green hydrogen that the government wants to fund because we don't have skills in that space, and the European market is looking for that solution from Africa. Unfortunately, it's this place that I work in.
Hello, my name is Shi, and I'm currently studying IT. So last year I went for training, and one of the main stuff that we were supposed to train was computer literacy. And what I noticed in the classes, I was the only one that knew how to use a computer properly. So one of the problems is in townships, not a lot of people know how to use computers. So the solution is by opening up a internet cafe at a township and maybe make the children pay maybe 10 rand an hour or something, so that that money that they use for cigarettes or whatever they're going to buy it with, they use it for something useful.
Wow, that's brilliant.
Thank you so much, Chi. Let us move right along to our next. There we go. You didn't do it. Okay, no pressure.
Skip. Guys, come on now. Leave her go then. Come. Look, honestly, do not. Do you want to go? You wrote something. No, I didn't. I'll go. Okay. Hello. Don't you say like what job I'm interested in? Okay, so I'm more into like journalism, right? And a problem that I have noticed is the schooling system in rural areas and the lack of resources that they have. And a solution for this would be investing in those schools and giving them like proper resources and like scholarships for certain individuals that you can see have like a proper, future. And also like sponsorships, right? Sponsoring those schools. And a way that can make money for myself would, the person that you like sponsoring would work for you after high school. I also said here, it would be like a good marketing technique because people will like want to know want to know more. I don't know how to explain it. It's like if you sponsor, like, in public schools, certain companies like sponsor the school and then, yes, so then they know. So it'll be like a good way. Yes, and there's also a story behind it. So, and that would also be like a good way to introduce God because, yeah, and then also when they work for you, hopefully you have a company, you can like, obviously on the weekends you don't work, then, that's how you explain to them, like on Saturdays, this is why we don't work. It's because we go to church and then we talk about it. Yeah, that's it.
Tato, I missed the gospel on this one.
Which one?
Yeah.
She's still ideating around that.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So in the sake of... Okay. Can you hold... Yeah?
Yes, exactly. That's the gospel. Because you're taking drugs and whatever, then they start, even in your facility, your lab or your internet cafe, you could find ways, whether it's the music you play or the books you sell there that they could read and stuff.
Okay, so this row is still going to go ideate some more because the aim is not to put pressure. I've been dying to hear from you guys. Who's going first? Okay, we've only got 1 minute for that, ne?
You said you want to go speak. It's your time to shine, player. I'll be like this now. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of us now, our foundation is called Zalandia. Zalandia. We specialize, let's say, like high schoolers need jobs after school and stuff like that, like job experiences. So we have like a center where we help them get the skills, a job experience that they need, where we take them to schools, like, let's say like job shadowing. We take them to things and stuff like that. And then we have like after school programs where we teach them sports and stuff like that. And Bible studies every Friday. Every Friday night we have youth. And we bring them closer. We give a few verses, stuff like that. Yes, ma'am. That's all, man. Okay. It's like a center.
What's your name?
Oh, my name?
What's your career interest?
My name is Lunezo Balakisi. I'm studying legal secretary. Yeah.
Oh, you already?
Yes, ma'am.
You're studying?
I'm studying legal secretary, man.
Legal secretary.
It's like law, man.
Oh, big thing. Okay, all right.
That's it, man. Oh, how we make money? We have like food stands and bars. Not like a bar. Yeah, a food bar. It's like a tuck shop, man. It's like a tuck shop, and we have like regular car washes on Sundays where the parents come and bring their cars and we wash them, and then something like that. But yeah, man. I'm so busy.
Your foundation, how did you locate the premises on which to use to bring everyone? Okay. Okay.
What we're gonna do, man, is
Yes.
like, let's say
I know there's an answer.
we found like a building, man.
Yes.
It's like, let's say in Warmouth, those buildings, those business buildings, where we go there and we conduct the things, man.
Okay. That sounds good. That sounds good. So you're going to
But ma'am-
approach the local businesses.
Local business where we ask for investments, ma'am. We're like, can we please invest in our thing? We're doing this A, B, and C. We want to, yes, ma'am. We're still in the working process.
Yes, no, I appreciate that. I like that. Very, very much.
Actually, the idea is one of the things that Bethel is considering doing. To have a center, like skill center, where you can have, so that's one of the things that Bethel is trying to do to revive the college. Remember the college closed in Bethel? So to see what can be done with that infrastructure.
Who would like to go next?
For the sake of time, I think it's past and we were given until past. I think we should wrap up with the ideas that we have here. Okay, now this is the exciting part where we hand over this useful resource. Who is willing to do the elevator pitch on their challenge that they had? So we're going to, theoretically, I am a potential investor. You've just bumped into me on my way. I'm on my way to an important meeting. We are in an elevator. You only literally have a couple of seconds to give me a pitch of your idea so that I can buy into it and invest. would. Yeah, so that's the thing with a pitch. You'd never have time. You never have time. But hold that thought. Yes, ma'am.
Um, so,
Hi, Chi. How are you? I'm good. Yeah, how can I help you?
so basically, I'm opening up this cafe in the township called Maryland Inc. So basically, what this cafe is specializing in is taking the youth off the streets, and they will be paying the money that we'll be getting from this, like the cafe, will be coming from the youth themselves. So the money that they're going to be using for drugs and all those other stuff will be coming in through payment for the use of computers.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, why? What's your why? Why are you doing this? What's your reason for even having this idea in the first place?
To get the youth from the streets and to teach them how to use computers properly.
Okay, how much do you need?
We currently need as much as you guys can donate. We're taking donations.
Hey, she was coming nicely. Yeah. Give me a number, Chi. All you needed to do was give me a number.
We have currently received
Just a number, Chi.
just a number.
I'm late for my meeting.
2,000 will be enough.
Guys, can I say something quickly? I know there's no time. Maybe it's unfair, Tato, because we didn't tell them. Like, so in elevator pitch, you tell the person, this is what I'm doing, the problem, this is what I'm solving, the solution, this is how much I'm looking for from you, and this is how much is your return on investment. So do you want equity? You're going to say to me, you want 2,000 rands, I'm going to give you 10% equity, which is going to double your money by so much. And so you must have a value of how much you want from me and how much I'm going to make as an investor.
Love it. Love it. No, I'm an investor. But you did your best. And for that, I think she deserves this resource. What do you think? Come and get. No. Come again. Part of this is to instill in you that go-getter spirit, right? There's little you can achieve if you constantly have to go and recheck and go and think. Sometimes you don't have the time. Your burning passion must be said when the opportunity arises. And so for me, as a judge, she's getting it on the basis of the fact that she got up when the call was made, okay? But we love that practical rundown of what a proper, are you with me? Are you with me, gentlemen at the back? Are you with me? Okay, I'll give you an opportunity now to say something, but you heard that practical rundown of what a proper professional pitch sounds like, ne? I hope you will keep it in your mental notes to use in your futures. All right. Any parting shots from your side?
You were complaining, but stand up. Stand. Yeah, man. Come on, man. A pitch. Make a pitch. Yeah. Pitch your idea. Short pen. What about short pen? Yeah.
Yes.
What's your name?
I'm Lomi Balakisi.
Oh, hi, nice to meet you. How are you? I'm good. How can I help you today?
I wanted to come and pitch my business to you. Well, it's a family-owned business, so it'll be about family, and we'll try our best to integrate people into our business. So our business is basically to help the youth find better job opportunities after school. So basically, we're trying to start a center of which that can help them find more information on what they're interested in. And like, let's say, for example, they want to do sport. We could take them to places where they can coach kids We can take them to coaches that can help them improve their game. And if they want to go into sports like management, or if they want to become like physiotherapists, we let them job shadow physios, we let them job shadow doctors. And basically what we want to do is that we want to inspire the youth into basically uplifting themselves and motivating them into chasing their dreams.
That's great. How much would you need for that from me?
Nah, 250,000 should be enough to get us up, and you'll probably get about 30% back on your investment in the first. In the first year, you could get 30% of your investment, and then you'll get the other 70% as we go up, which I predict will be in our third year. We'll basically be more than ready to give you more than enough money.
Okay, no, that's great. I love it. You've got the money. Show me the projections and we'll talk.
I got you.
We have literally, I think, a couple of seconds. Ladies, any parting shots? You can see that the ground is fertile here. What do you have to say?
I think for me, my biggest thing, I don't know if it's because of my age, the influence, they're not thinking outside the box. They're not thinking about the biggest thing now, social media. Because my first thing was how we make influence, social media, open a TikTok or Instagram. There is an Instagram, SDA, I think it's a lesson. We open up an Instagram or a TikTok. We have so much talent on Zweni. They're singing, they're not singing all these things that we laugh at, but we get serious there. Our talent on Zweni, we put it there. We have a sort of like talent searches on social media because they all have phones and they are TikToking these ones. So okay, then they can use all that time and data to actually influence their friends and influence society. And I always feel SDA, we don't put it out there, Tina. We sort of like shy away from it. My sister goes to RAC. RAC, you know they are there. You will hear them. And the other thing is I feel like we're not supporting each other. Obviously, the TikTok obviously will influence. Yes, you do create money out of influencers, you do. And then also you're gonna influence people into getting into knowing about God. So that's how you're gonna make gospel out of it. And then also supporting each other. Iraq, you wear the shoe that has been designed by someone, the t-shirts you buy, the car wash, your car goes to this, so you know, yeah. And the other thing, okay, this one, because I'm in the medical field, we've always thought about this and my husband, why we're not having an SDA, okay, or an Adventist hospital. I think in America they do have, or in the States, why in South Africa we don't have? And obviously that will mean that, Tina, we won't have to work on Sabbath or have to foot out or want to swap our calls or whatever. And I think we have so many medical professionals, we can actually open our own Abebai. And then obviously that we don't miss church and then could also spread the gospel. So I just want to say to you guys, just think about influencing, because we are influencing, but now what are we influencing in the spaces that we're in?
All right. I'd like to thank you. Sorry? Okay.
Mine is not a pitch. Okay, I have one, but this is my last thought for today is not a pitch. It is, I loved that many of you, most of you put up your hands when the question was asked, do you know what you want to do? When I went to university, I thought I wanted to do one thing. I went and shadowed that job and I was like, this is not for me. And then I went and did something completely different. So my parting thought is, it's never too late to change. You can go to university, you can finish the degree, you can start working in that job. That job will pay for you to do the thing that you've now discovered, this is actually what I want to do. Don't be afraid to change, especially when God says, don't do this, now go and do this. It's okay, you can change your mind. You can move into a different direction.
Okay, so maybe as we close off, to sum it up, how do you know this is not the path for you? I think it's you measure, you know, as a person, you must have key performance indicators. We call them KPIs. How do I measure impact and success? And if when you measure those things that you're saying, what I'm doing should be able to give me this, and it doesn't give you, then that's when you should know. But you must always already have a measure for yourself to say, okay, if I'm in journalism and the KPI is that I must write stories about this, so many stories, and this is the impact I must make, and those performance indicators are not achieved, and even your own passion, you see that is not in there, then you know that this is not for me. Sometimes it's not just about the money. Something can be giving you a lot of money, but you know what? I don't sleep at night. I'm not happy when I do this. I don't feel I'm making impact. You know, something that doesn't enlighten or what do you call it? Lights up your face. Then you know that I'm not making the impact I want, and maybe I'm making an impact in something else that I didn't even know that I wanted to do. But I think the parting shots from my side, guys, is thank you for inviting me to your church, but is something that we did not touch on in the morning: the importance of having a mentor. As a young person, have someone that you go and ask about things professionally, but also spiritually. Have someone you can always consult. A degree you want to study, a business you want to start. Have a mentor, someone you look up to, and I think you can always get that guidance from your parents or your friends and whatever. But have someone who is older than you, because they've got more experience. They've made the mistakes that they will tell you not to do. So that means you get to success faster than they would have. Number two, it must always be someone who's wiser and smarter than you, so that you can learn from that person. You can become a better person. And if, let's say, it's in the professional space, and let's say you want to go into engineering, go and find a person who's really good at engineering, who's built stuff, who's made stuff, then you learn from that person. And I think the last one that is very important as a young person, and it influences where you go in life spiritually and professionally, the friends you keep. The friends you keep. Choose friends that make you better. Choose friends that make you think about good things, that make you better, that make you think about changing life. So that, you know, will put you in the right path. Choose friends that are not cheeky, that are not on the streets, that are not drinking, that are not smoking. You can't, if you want to be on the right path, you choose a friend who smokes or parties or who has boys and what. So the friends you keep determine sometimes where you get in life. But all the best. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you so much to our guest speaker for the time and for her being so willing and to share openly some of the nuggets, wells of wisdom. You know, guys, sometimes people actually pay for such sessions like this. But here in church, we have a wealth of knowledge, not only just professionals, medical doctors, career-based entrepreneurs. There are a lot of people that are seated here in this church that that are skilled in so many areas that if we just had more of these sessions, you guys would be so equipped, so skilled. In fact, I wanted even these programs to be a little bit more practical, where on a Sunday where we do an actual skill. We know it, we perfect it. Because the skill, once you learn it, nobody can take it away from you. So from the morning till now, I'd say that we've had a good program. I thank you for your participation, and thank you for being willing to be a little bit uncomfortable. I know brainstorming and ideating can be a very unsettling experience, but that's where you grow, okay? So to Trebile as well for the morning part, and Brother Tax for availing himself in his absence. We thank you, we thank them, and we thank you for making the space and the room. Please, guys, let us go and meditate on the things that we've heard. I don't see you guys carrying journals, but I know you're going to write in your phone because that's how you guys do, right? You have those note things in your phone. Yeah, all the gems that you thought you heard today, all the quotations, the verses, things that sparked your interest, all the ideas that will come after this, because we rattled you a little bit, go and write them down. And like Sister Ando said, there'll always be someone you can go and talk to. And if that person can't help you, they will be able to refer you to somebody else who can help you in the area of interest that you have, okay? So we're going to close now. Shall we rise up and pray? Budam, can I ask you to pray for the youth? Thank you so much.
Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come and thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. It is such a great pleasure to see that we serve a God that is concerned even of our future and our careers and our impact on earth as he is concerned about our eternal future. Help us, Father, as a church, as human beings that make up your church, to never paint a picture of you that isn't you. Help us to ensure that we put across God as he is, and that our impact as leaders who formulate programs, that we ensure that we paint a full picture of you. We're grateful, Father, for this program today, in fact, the entire day, that our young people have gotten skills, tools, guidance, as they are in a position in their lives where they are filled with potential. And with life and what life can throw, that potential can be poured water on and it never becomes actualized. But our prayer is that their involvement in church causes them to become what you have created them to be. We pray, dear Heavenly Father, that you be with each and every person that formed part of the program. Bless them. Bless them in their ministry. Bless them in their lives, so that they might be able to have programs such as these, and also give the type of impact they've given here in other spaces and to other people. We ask and pray for all these things in Jesus Christ's name. Amen.